into On Deck with the Ketts. For the first time in this 2024 offseason, we bring you another episode of our offseason podcast. I'm joined alongside Adele Huffman and Jimmy Middleton. I'm Joe Pratt, returning for a third summer with the Kettleers, along with Jimmy Middleton, another third summer for him, but also Adele Huffman, who is here for her first summer with the Kettleers. Guys, it's been great to, go through this offseason, be able to kind of see the way the roster is shaping out, things that are coming up this summer, but also kind of to take a look at some of the things that, former Kettleers have gone on to do in their professional baseball careers and ascending through the ranks, as well as some other people who have been involved with the Kettleers in the past. And of course, that's a perfect segue to introduce who our guest is going to be in a few minutes. Ryan Galanie was able to sit down and talk with us about his experience with the Kannapolis Cannon Ballers in minor league baseball after he was drafted by the Chicago White Sox in the 13th round of the 23 draft. But before we get to that, let's go ahead and introduce our team for this season. I'll kick things off to you, Adele. Just tell us a bit about your experience and how you found your way to Katuitt.
Hey guys, so I just finished up my undergraduate at Randolph-Macon College in Virginia, where I've studied communications and sports broadcasting. And for the past 2 summers, I've been working in the CPL League with the Tri-City Chili Peppers as their entertainment coordinator. So I got to do a lot on the mic and film a lot of videos, but the dream is to be a sideline reporter. So I'm so excited to come to this amazing broadcasting league and do that for the Ketts this year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've seen so many Coastal Plains League players go from, that league and a great summer ball league up to the Cape Cod Baseball League. And now you're obviously making that transition as well. We're super excited for you to be joining our broadcast team. And we also have a member of the broadcast team from last season, Jimmy Middleton, who was a writer on the Cape last summer. Jimmy, just tell us the decision to come back for another year.
Yeah, Joe, you and myself back for a third year. So I think at this point we missed out on a ring 2 times. So this year we're gonna try to make that happen. But come back for a third summer, multimedia, a little combination of videos, writing. You guys might know me as the 90 feet guy, but that's a little bit more stuff. But excited to be back, excited to be playing baseball in a couple weeks, and excited to hear from Ryan about everything he's done with the White Sox and after he was done with the Ketts last year.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to go ahead and send it over to that interview in just a few minutes. I guess I'll give a quick rundown of myself, returning for a third summer, as I mentioned earlier. First summer, a writer like Jimmy, last season, making the transition to being a play-by-play broadcaster where, I got a ton of experience working alongside the great Tyler Danberg and obviously was able to, work my way back into this position for another summer. I come by way of Baylor University. I'm from Southern California originally. I studied journalism with a broadcasting concentration there at Baylor, and I'm able to get my hands on a lot of, experience there and doing a lot of games like football, baseball, basketball, other things like that. So it's been great to experience the Cape Cod Baseball League, experience the Katuitt Kettleers, and we are just super excited to go into another season. But I think that's going to just about do it for this intro. We can send it over to the Ryan Galanie interview right now, and we'll be back On Deck with the Ketts. All right, everyone, it's time to welcome in our next guest, our first guest of this offseason to On Deck with the Ketts. This player, a corner infielder, played 18 games for the Kettleers across 2022 and 23. That was after a long career at Wofford, where he was the Southern Conference Player of the Year in 2023. And then he recently got drafted by the Chicago White Sox in the 13th round of last year's draft. It's my pleasure to welcome to On Deck with the Ketts, Mr. Ryan Galanie. How you doing today, Ryan?
Good, Joe. How are you?
It's good to catch up with you after, maybe some scheduling issues earlier on, but good to finally sit down and talk for our first On Deck episode of this summer. I'm joined with Jimmy Middleton and Adele Huffman. I'm Joe Pratt. Just tell us where you're at right now, Ryan, and kind of where you're at with this new minor league baseball season playing down with the Kannapolis Cannon Ballers.
Yeah, no. So I'm actually sitting in the parking lot right now of Food Line, right next to the stadium. But no, I'm in Kannapolis, North Carolina. We just got back from a road trip to Lynchburg, Virginia. It's been awesome. It's a dream. It's a lot different now with our new CBA protocols compared to the stories you used to hear about minor league being a grind. But they treat us well. The fans are awesome in Kannapolis, and it's been awesome. And to be on here with y'all is awesome as well. I appreciate everything that Kettleer did for me and the people there. So thank y'all.
Yeah, we
All
appreciate
right.
you too.
Thanks, Ryan.
Go ahead, Adele.
All right. All right, Ryan. How do you think that Kettleer baseball, spending the summer there and other summer ball experiences, helped you transition into your longer MiLB season?
It helped a lot. I really found my footing in college during summer, starting in the Valley League in Strasburg, Virginia, and then eventually ending up in Cape Cod and Kettleer. And Coach Roberts and Kettleer gave me a lot of opportunities to stay there, whether I was doing well or doing bad. And I was really appreciative to him the whole time. And it really did prepare me, the competition mostly in Kettleer, for minor league baseball, knowing that I can hang with some of the best at the college level, and then those are the ones that go and play professional baseball. And now I feel like I can be one of those people, and I am one of those people. So every time I step onto the field, I have confidence because I played in places like Kettleer.
Now you're someone who's, brought a ton of experience. You played over 150 games at Wofford, and then obviously so much summer ball before you even got to the Cape. So how much do you think that kind of helped you in your development to kind of make the transition easier into professional baseball?
Summer ball mostly helps with the transition into professional baseball schedule wise, playing every day, maybe one off day, 2 off days a week, at most, is way different than what you get in college. You get into a different type of rhythm where there isn't really practice going on, but more routines getting you ready for the game. And those summer ball experiences definitely give you an opportunity to create your routine that you get to use every day in minor league baseball. Playing 6 days a week is a lot different than playing 4 in college, where you get to practice 2 days and you have off day another day. So it was awesome.
Now, Ryan, for like summer ball and like just college ball in general, so you're going from Wofford both years, then coming up to the Cape. Kind of last year, I think Robert said we had about like 70, 76 guys come through Kettleer, kind of through playing college ball and then coming up onto the Cape. Like, how many of these guys do you know, whether it's playing when you guys were younger or just like kind of know throughout just playing college baseball and seeing them either every weekend or just every other weekend, something like that?
A crazy amount. It's really interesting, actually, to be able to play a game and see guys that you've already played against. Yesterday, I actually played against a guy that I played at Mercer, a conference rival. And this week, another conference rival, one of my good friends, Jacob Cravey, who played in the Cape as well, is pitching this Saturday against us. So stuff like that really gives you kind of a footing, and also allows you to create relationships that you never would have had. I got drafted with 2 guys I played with from Kettleer in 2022, Calvin Harris and Eddie Park, and Riku Nishida played against us in Hyannis. If y'all remember watching him, he was a trip, and he's even more of a trip to live with. But there's guys all over the place that I played against played against when I was in Kettleer or other places. I mean, even in the Valley League, I think I was with or against 8 guys that are in professional baseball now. So it's been awesome to have those relationships, and also an understanding of who people are. It gives you a broader perspective on things.
Mm-hmm.
What was that
And then
first? Go ahead, Jim.
Since you just brought it up, so you're saying you got to play with you're playing with Calvin, Eddie, and you're living with Riku. I gotta ask, what's it like living with Riku?
He's just as much of a trip off of the field as he is on the field.
Okay.
So if you've ever seen Riku Nishida play baseball, he's equally as entertaining of a person to live with and hang out with daily. Actually, today is his birthday, and a bunch of us have been really on a chess grind lately. There's not a lot to do on the road. You can only play so many phone games and watch so many Netflix series. So we got really into chess, and I have a chessboard at home, but I don't have it. So I got me and a couple other guys pinched in, and got him a chessboard for his birthday. It's actually right here. It's what we were coming back from. So, Riku, if you're seeing this,
Who's the best
happy
chess
birthday. We have a guy named Christian Edwards, and he is ranked like 1200 something on the chess app, and he kicks my butt every time we play.
God, that's insane.
Yeah, it's crazy. But Riku's good. Eddie Parker is better than me. Luke Bell is right up there with Eddie and Riku, and then I'm probably the worst. But I got a book. I got a book too to get better. I'm dedicated now.
Okay.
What's the book? Is it the same one as that Netflix series too?
Dude, the Queen's Gambit.
Yeah.
That's what I've watched. That's what I got into. I don't know what it's called. It was the thickest one they had, so I felt like it had the most information. The Complete Book of Chess Strategy from A to Z by Silman.
Well, while we've got you looking at like through things through your car and stuff, do you have any watermelon Sour Patch in there too? One of your
Dude,
what?
I do not, but I do have Sour Patch Kids in my bag right now at the field. So I don't know if I can walk in and get them, but I have my golf
All right.
clubs back there and a bunch of clothes. I didn't officially I have moved into the house, but I try not to move in everything because then it's just a hassle to pack up.
Well, yeah, speaking of on more of that, like, talking about moving in and packing up, obviously, you can't kind of determine where you're at in terms of the level of baseball that you're playing. That's a decision that, is made by the organization and things like that. But just the way that you've been playing with the average where it's at right now, got your first home run of the season this past week too. Just how has it been to get back into the swing of things? I know you were not necessarily an everyday guy in the lineup earlier to start off this season, but now it seems like you've really hit your groove again.
Yeah, no, it's weird in pro ball because you don't have a home. It's everywhere is you try to make it as much of a home as possible, but you really don't know what the next week or the next month can hold. And you get perspective on that, whether it's in spring training, and unfortunately guys get released, but it's part of the business, and you start to understand that it's a real competitive lifestyle and it's not for everyone. Um, so yeah, finding a place like home is difficult. I try to pack light, so I just do my laundry once a week, and I can just throw the clothes that I did my laundry in in a suitcase to take them on the road, which is nice. But it also is kind of weird when you're living at home all off season and you're you have maybe 10 different pairs of shorts, but you're only living with 5 for half the year and the rest of your clothes for the other half. But it's nice, the guys, we band together and kind of treat each other like brothers. So it is a family aspect, and it does become homey. So that's been awesome. And a place like Kannapolis, the fans treat us really well here. Every time we come home, our booster families, maybe they have baked a cake or some cookies, which I probably ate too many chocolate chip cookies this month. But yeah, them creating that atmosphere really makes it easy to get into a groove playing, whether it's coming off of, I was rehabbing an injury in Arizona, a small little thing, but it just held me out from the beginning part of the season earlier. And now that I'm out here, having people that rooted me on last year reaching back out to me or texting me has been awesome. And it makes playing here this year even easier, just like it was in Cape Cod with Katuitt. Living with the same host family and having the same coaches around you have been awesome.
So Ryan, while we're talking about making those decisions of where you want to spend the next year or so, walk us through the decision to play for Chicago and not go back for your final year at Tennessee.
I always knew I wanted to play professional baseball. It's been a dream of mine since I was little. And when the opportunity arose, with the White Sox, I knew it was something I couldn't turn down. The Tennessee gave me a great opportunity. I'm more than thankful to Coach V and the rest of his staff, as well as other players there that welcomed me in when I committed there, as well as the fan base. They were awesome to me in the short time that I thought I had an opportunity to go there. But the little kid in me couldn't turn down the opportunity to go play with the White Sox, so I had to take it.
Now, when you committed to Tennessee earlier in the summer before the draft, talking with, the coaches there and making that decision, do you think that maybe helped your draft stock a little bit moving on into the draft that was a few weeks later?
I definitely think it did. It gave me an opportunity to have a backup plan, and of course, you want to go with Plan A, which is eventually what happened. But having a great Plan B like that was always a goal of mine, and it came to fruition with Tennessee. And I do think it helped. I had calls on the first day, or not the first day, sorry, pardon me, the second day of the draft, and it gave me an opportunity to have confidence in myself and my worth, and stick it out, and then get a call the third day that I couldn't turn down.
Now, Ryan, going back to you talking about host families that you got in Kannapolis, or like kind of booster families that you guys have. This isn't on our list, but I had to ask it. What was it like living with Tyler Danberg last summer?
Tyler's my guy. He came out to spring training and to go visit his dad, and when he was out there, we hung out, and he is the man. I love Tyler. He is a trip. Tyler Danberg is always in commentator form. I love him for that. And he is fun, and he's really good at what he does, and he's a really good person. Hopefully I get to see him again soon. Actually, when I missed this call last week, the first person I texted after Joe, of course, was Tyler, talking about how bad I felt. And I was like, "Do you think you can help me?" Like, reach out to them and say sorry.
Oh no, well, we appreciate you for sitting down. Absolutely no worries at all. And it's
No,
good to know that you're still talking with Tyler. That's great. We think that he's obviously the exact same as what you just mentioned too. Just the greatest guy to have
Go.
worked with, probably.
yeah, he is.
Well,
He wishes only good things on those around him.
for sure. Absolutely. Just talking more about, what you went through in spring ball. That wasn't, your debut this year. You got to play around, I don't know if you played 30 games, but it was somewhere around there, 25 games at the end of last summer. How huge was that, and just kind of breaking the ice, getting, comfortable with pro baseball, and then kind of be able to hit the ground running more this season and not have those nerves that maybe you had in August last year?
Uh,
Did,
to I feel like I'm a rookie and a vet at the same time because of it. But yeah, it's completely game changing. I came into this year feeling like I had already played a year of baseball or professional baseball because of it. Um, and a lot of guys came out here this year, and they had to get adjusted. They had to create routines, and I felt like I could just hit the ground running. We have a lot of the same staff. I think we added one pitching coach, or one bench coach, I mean, sorry, and a new trainer. But everybody else I had known and I had been familiar with, and I knew the timing and the routines of things that are outside of my control, which is what takes the biggest adjustment. So yeah, it definitely helped, and it was really awesome. It was honestly a lot like 2022 to 2023 in Katuitt. Being able to come there for that short week in 22 really set me up to, I feel like, find a home when I went there in 2023.
So talking about Katuitt, what made Katuitt so different than some of your other summer ball experiences, because you've had so many?
I think what's the most different about Katuitt compared to everything else is the people there. how invested they are. I always played in good towns for summer ball, so I was really blessed to be able to do that. And Katuitt, the people are just really bought in. The coaches are really bought in. Everyone there eats, sleeps, and breathes Katuitt Kettleer's baseball. Um, and it was awesome to be able to play there with those type of people. So when you're doing bad, they have your back, and when you're doing well, they're cheering you on. So it's awesome.
And then Ryan, so you get drafted in June, and then weeks later, you're playing minor league ball with the White Sox. Kind of, can you walk us through that process of like getting that call, getting drafted, and then like how quickly it is to like then actually go play baseball for the team that just took that chance on you?
It's kind of weird. So it depends organization to organization. The draft's during All-Star week, and most teams let all their executives and everybody be off outside of the draft. So as soon as All-Star week's over, you get sent off to wherever they want to send you, organization to organization. We had a draft camp in Kannapolis with everybody that got drafted, got to meet them, got to get familiarized with professional baseball and the staff. And some awards send people straight to their spring training facilities. So it moved a little bit slower than most, I believe, going from kind of a week where you're just sitting around waiting to get shipped out to then meeting everybody to then a week later going to our spring training complex in Arizona. Then from there you do all your testing, physicals, strength training, routines, and you start playing and practicing later that week with all the people that have already been there. I believe I started playing about in total 4 weeks after the draft with like in a professional baseball uniform, having practice 2 weeks after the draft camp and a week of practice at the draft camp. So it feels slow, but also really fast at the same time.
What did you spend your signing bonus on?
I have not spent most of it. Uh, oh, sorry. Can you see me still? Somebody just called me.
Yep.
What did I spend it on? I saved most of it. I put a bunch of it in savings. Oh, I took a road trip. Funny enough, I all of my college buddies are all throughout the South, and I live in Cincinnati, Ohio. And I just saved a little bit of money and just went on a 2.5 week road trip. Didn't really worry about what I was doing, and visited all my friends, met a bunch of my Wofford or teammates who were still at Wofford for fall break in Nashville, and had a blast. But yeah, no, I really didn't spend it. I'm trying to think what do I have in the car? I bought a TV when I was in Arizona, a small one, just to watch Netflix.
Nice.
But that's about it. Oh, maybe no, I didn't really spend it. Maybe like $100 here and there on something like stupid that I probably should spend $100 on. But
Yeah.
yeah, nothing that broke a bank account or put a dent in the bank account.
Ray-Bans.
No, I've had these. I actually broke them once before, and then I
Oh,
had to
man.
fix them. So they're a little scratched. They aren't the nicest. I
So you're
did buy a new necklace, but it was like $100 and it was knockoff. So I don't count that.
So what's the go-to gas station snack on this 2 week long road trip?
Dude, so last week, we stopped at like a QT-esque place, and I got, the taquito. What are the rolled up little things at?
Taquitos.
Yeah, yeah. I got like 3 of those last week. That's really it. I got in a really good habit in Katuitt of buying little carrots, so I wouldn't eat like crap on the road like before the game. So I try to continue that, but I don't ever. So I get taquitos now.
Not bad. Not bad. That's not one that I usually go for. I was expecting the Sour Patch, but
Yeah.
that's just
No, my mom got me a bunch of Sour Patch things for Easter. And I've been like trying to stay away from all the candy now because I probably ate way too much. And the chocolate chip cookies from the booster families have been filling my stomach, and I need to get away from the sugar.
well. I got one more, maybe somewhat serious question for you. You've probably been asked this, so much, but who's someone that, a Major League Baseball player who you grew up love watching, and someone who you maybe kind of try to model your game after?
Funny enough, I never was a huge fan of a team growing up because I moved around so much. And because of that, I never had a favorite player. I love like Barry Bonds is cool. He hit a lot of home runs, so I like watching him and guys like whoever's the best at the time. I love watching like Kristen Yelich when he was on fire in 2018 and 2019. Bryce Harper's been one of those guys that I've continuously watched, but I really don't model myself after them. Maybe things from each of their game. Like Joey Votto is really good at controlling the zone. So I loved modeling that part of his game and taking that and pulling it into mine. Bryce Harper is an extremely powerful hitter, dangerous in any moment. So I like to try and take that from him. Guys like Yelich in their prime are just so hard to get out because they're so consistent and their bats in the zone forever. Um, whether it's a guy playing Gold Glove defense and doing certain things, like Mookie Betts is phenomenal right now. Mike Trout never misses. These like those guys, I try and pull little things, but I never have one specific player. Kind of
Ron,
just do it.
I got one last kind of non-serious question for you, and I'll relate it back to the coop. Favorite thing at the coop, and or just like going to, like, say you're going to a game to watch it. Like say you're going to a White Sox game, like what are you getting, or like what are you getting from the coop?
From the coop, the people from Philly will hate me for calling it this, but I get a steak and cheese with bacon on it. But that's what they put it on the menu as steak and cheese. It's not a cheesesteak there. So yeah, I get a steak and cheese hoagie with bacon. And then for a normal game, I'm probably a hot dog guy, to be honest. Do you like the hot dog? Oh God. That came off horribly. We might need to cut that part.
Those are two solid options. Big fan of hot dog. But it being from Philly, it's a cheesesteak. It's not a steak and cheese.
Yeah, I know. I saw you look. I saw your look when I said that. No, at the Reds games I would go to growing up, they have a dollar hot dog stand up on the 300 level. So I'd go over there and get like $5 hot dogs and then go back down to my seats. So yeah, I would get hot dogs. I've never done the 9 beer, 9 hot dog challenge. I think anybody that can accomplish that is very impressive, especially with the new pitch clock. But yeah, that's really it. I tried at Fenway, I tried one of the lobster rolls and I thought it was horrible.
Yeah.
It was cold. I didn't expect a cold lobster roll. Maybe if I got the steamed one, but I didn't know that was a thing when I got there.
Yeah, that's just insult to injury. You spend that money on the lobster roll and then you end up not liking it. Just
It
that's
was like
tough.
$35 for me to hate my meal. It's tough. It was tough. That one hurt.
Yeah, I mean, no help there. Maybe go down to the Kettle Ho and try theirs next time you're in Katuitt.
Dude, I don't know if I'll ever eat another one after that. Somebody would have to like sit me down and make me eat another lobster. It was too much money for the hate I had for it. But the Kettle Ho is a good place. I do like the Kettle Ho.
Yep, we do too. Right, Jimmy?
Yeah, gonna about to be our third year there. Never been to Kettle Hole. I won't lie. Will
You
not
ever
lie.
been to the Kettle Ho?
I've never been to the Ho. It's bad. It's a bad look for the brand. I'll be honest.
They have good cheeseburgers. I went.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, It's a.
We'll go.
I wish it was something that you could like do as a Kettleer baseball player, just go to the Kettle Ho and like hang out with people, but you can't. You shouldn't. You're not there to do that. But
Nope.
it's not your job. Your job there is to play good baseball.
Well, yeah, we had the pleasure of watching you do that for a good solid 18 games. At least Jimmy and I did, and we're excited to see where the rest of your career takes you.
Well, I really appreciate it. Thank you, Joe.
All right, Ryan. That's all we got, I think, for you today. We appreciate you coming on, and yeah, Jimmy, Adele, you got anything else for Ryan?
Just good luck with the rest of your season. You're an inspiration to people coming in with these summer ball leagues right now. So just keep going. Awesome.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, just good luck, Ryan. Keep swinging it, feeling it. You know, being the player we saw you in Katua and just having a blast while you're doing it.
Thank you. Make sure to give the boy Tyler Danberg some help for me. All right.
Will do.
All righty. Thank you
All
again.
right,
Sorry
sounds
for
good.
the mishap last week, and y'all have a good one.
Once again, a huge thank you to Ryan Galanie for joining the show. He had a lot of great things to say, a lot of funny things to say, and we're excited for Catuit fans to be able to watch that and enjoy one of the guys that they like to watch for 2 seasons here on the Cape for 2022 and 2023. We got to see him launch 5 homers, and he's launched plenty more down playing with the Kannapolis Cannon Ballers. So once again, a major thanks to him. You can go ahead and find that on our YouTube channel. Of course, be promoting and teasing the next episodes on our Instagram and Twitter as well. So we'll keep you updated. Make sure you go and follow those social medias as mentioned, and we'll see you next time on Deck with the Ketts.